During the school break, a young woman says that she has little money to buy a snack. She says she doesn't know what to buy, because if she buys a snack she will be hungry and she doesn't have enough money to buy a cake. Two schoolmates talk about the amount of money they have earned from their parents, and the poor young girl decides to keep her money in her pocket but ends up still on the floor. The boy takes the money from the girl, saying that found is not stolen. The young girl ends up falling on the floor trying to get her money back. The boy still complains that it's a pittance. The poor young woman says that it's the only money she has, and the boy says that she doesn't have any more. The rich girl says that this money won't even buy her water, so she throws water on the poor girl. She leaves saying that she is going to have a snack because looking at poor people increases her appetite. The girl, humiliated, tries to dry herself a little. She gets up and sits sadly on the bench in the courtyard. Minutes later, the two young men come back and sit on the bench next to her. They realize that the poor girl is still there. The girl, hungry, watches them snacking. She thinks to herself that she should have bought a snack earlier. The boy steals a little bit of her friend's snack. The girl tries to take his snack too, but can't. She says that her friend will choke on the food he stole from her. The boy smiles, but he starts coughing as if he is choking. His friend smiles and tells him to stop making jokes about serious things. But the boy continues coughing and choking for real. The poor young girl looks on. The rich girl starts to call for help. So the poor girl goes to help the boy to unhook. She says she needs a rope or something. So the rich girl gives her belt. The poor young girl runs the belt around the boy's abdomen and tries to help him unhook it. The rich young girl despairs, apologizing for what she said, and says she didn't want him to choke for real. Finally, the boy is able to breathe. The friend asks if the boy is all right. The boy, catching his breath, thanks the poor young woman for saving his life. He hugs the poor young woman. Then he says he will give her back her money and tells her to take his money too. The young woman says she just wants her money. The boy asks her if she is sure, and the poor young woman says yes and that it is enough. The boy says that he would have died if she hadn't been around. He says he owes his life to the young woman. He says he will never forget her. He thanks her once again and calls his friend to leave. But then he calls the poor young woman again and tells her to sit down. Then he kneels down and takes from the poor young woman's feet the plastic bottles that she was wearing as if they were shoes. The young woman asks what he is doing. She says she needs that. The boy tells her to keep his shoes. Then he starts taking off his shoes to give to the poor young woman. The rich girl says it will get too big and says the poor young girl can have hers. So she takes off her shoes and gives them to the poor young girl. The young girl asks if it is serious, and the rich girl says yes. The poor young girl thanks her and puts on the shoes. She says she didn't have to. The rich girl apologizes for throwing water on her and for mocking her. She thanks the young girl for saving her friend's life. The three embrace.